Jai Jagannath. Hello, my dear students. How are you? Hope you all are fine. Welcome to my physics channel in YouTube, that is Pinas Physics Gyan. Today is the class 4 in projectile motion. Please go through my earlier 3 classes on projectile motion. In my earlier classes, I had discussed about how to find height in a projectile motion, how to find time of flight, how to find range, and how to derive equation of projectile motion. In today's class, we will discuss about velocity at any time t in a projectile motion. You see, my dear students, a body is projected with speed u, making an angle theta with horizontal. Making an angle theta with horizontal, as I have shown in the diagram. Okay, making an angle theta with the horizontal. This velocity has two components. You know, this velocity u has two components: horizontal velocity ux and vertical velocity uy, which I had already discussed. Horizontal component of velocity is u cos theta. Vertical component of velocity is u sin theta. This is initial. Okay, my dear students. This is a two-dimensional motion. You know it very well. The horizontal component moves the body along the horizontal direction, and vertical component moves the body along vertical direction. And the vertical motion in a projectile motion is under the control of gravity. Therefore, all the equation of kinematics when a body is projected vertically upward will be applicable in a projectile motion for the case of vertical velocity. For the case of vertical velocity. What is the meaning of this, my dear students? Meaning is that when a body is projected vertically upward, what are the equation of kinematics? V is equal to u minus gt, h is equal to ut minus half gt square, and v square is equal to u square minus 2gh. These equation of kinematics hold good for vertical component of velocity, because vertical component of velocity is under the control of gravity. Okay, my dear students, body takes a time t in going from O to A. Body takes a time t in going from O to A. At A, velocity of the body under projectile motion is v, and it is making an, suppose this is making an angle alpha with horizontal. This is making an angle alpha with horizontal. This velocity v has two components: horizontal component and vertical component. At A, this is the position at O. Okay, at A, what is the position? Speed is v, horizontal component of velocity is vx, and vertical component of velocity is vy. Vertical component of velocity is vy, and here the resultant velocity makes an angle of alpha with horizontal. Okay, my dear students, what is vx? You know, in a horizontal projectile motion, horizontal velocity remains constant, as I had discussed in my first class of projectile motion. So at A, horizontal component of velocity is equal to horizontal velocity at the point of projection, which is equal to u cos theta, because horizontal velocity in a projectile motion does not change. Okay, my dear students, as the vertical component of velocity is under gravity, you see here after time t, this is a position at O, vertical velocity, and at A, vertical velocity is vy. So for this case, we can apply equation of kinematics for a body projected vertically upward. V is equal to u minus gt. So after time t, the vertical component of velocity will be, this is the equation of kinematics. This will be applied for vertical motion in projectile motion. You see, after time t, where the body is at A, the vertical component of velocity is vy. The initial vertical component of velocity at O is uy minus gt. What is uy, my dear students? Uy is u sin theta. U sin theta minus gt. Is these two vectors, vx and vy, these two components of velocity are at 90 degree to each other. Therefore, resultant velocity at A, what is the resultant velocity at, my dear students? The resultant velocity at A will be resultant velocity at A. ठीक है? Resultant velocity at A will be square root of Vx square plus Vy square. This you know very well. This we have already read in our vector chapter. Okay, my dear students, what is Vx? Vx is u cos theta square. What is Vy? Vy is u sin theta minus gt, Vy square is equal to u sin theta minus gt square and square root. So this is the velocity at any time t in a projectile motion. In a projectile motion. This is the expression for velocity at any time t in a projectile motion. In a projectile motion. Okay, my dear students? In a projectile motion. You can very well also find what angle the resultant velocity makes with horizontal after time t. You see here in my next page I am explaining it. You see this is Vx and this is Vy, vertical component of velocity, and resultant velocity is V, and this angle is alpha. What is tan alpha, my dear students? Tan alpha is equal to Vy by Vx. What is Vx? The horizontal component of velocity does not change. Therefore, horizontal component of velocity at A is equal to horizontal component of velocity at point of projection O. Okay, my dear students, what is Vy? U sin theta minus gt divided by u cos theta. Okay, my dear students, then what is the angle that the resultant velocity makes after time t? Tan inverse of u sin theta minus gt by u cos theta. This is the angle made by resultant velocity vector after time t in a projectile motion. What I mean to say, this angle is alpha. The resultant velocity which it makes with horizontal. Okay, my dear students, so you have understood how to find the expression for velocity after time t in an oblique projectile motion. Let us solve some of the numericals from JE, which have already been asked in the previous exams. Those questions we will solve. Some of the questions we will solve from JE. Okay, you see here the question is that this question was asked in JE 2023. A projectile is projected at an angle of 30 degree. It means this angle is 30 degree. This angle is 30 degree. Matlab angle of projection is equal to 30 degree. Okay. From horizontal with initial velocity 40 meter per second. Means u is equal to 40 meter per second. 40 meter per second. The velocity of the projectile at t equal to 2 seconds. This is the question. The velocity of the projectile at t equal to 2 seconds. At t equal to 2 seconds, I have already discussed what is the equation for vertical velocity, because vertical velocity is direct under control of gravity. Which equation of kinematics we have used here? V is equal to u minus gt. As vertical component of velocity is under the gravity, we can write Vy is equal to ui minus gt. What is ui, my dear students? Ui is u sin theta minus gt. Okay, what is u, my dear students? U is 40. This is equal to sin 30 degree minus g equal to 10. It is given that you take g equal to 10 meter per second square. It is given in the question. And what is the time? Time is the t equal to 2 seconds. T equal to 2 seconds. So this is 40 by 2 minus 20. 20 minus 20 equal to 0. Okay, my dear students, you tell me where the vertical component of velocity is 0. After time t equal to 2 seconds, here the vertical component of velocity is 0. Where the vertical component of velocity is 0? Vertical component of velocity is 0 at the highest point of oblique projectile motion. At the highest point. So at the highest point, if the vertical component of velocity is 0, only component that is left at the highest point is u cos theta. It means after time t equal to 2 seconds, what is the total velocity? Here the vertical component is 0. What is the total velocity? I have already discussed Vy square plus Vx square root over velocity after time t. As I had discussed here, you see. What is V? Vx square plus Vy square root over. As Vy equal to 0, this is equal to Vx square root over. That is equal to Vx. What is Vx? Horizontal component of velocity at any point on the projectile motion is same. It remains constant. So Vx is equal to ux. That is equal to u cos theta. What is u, my dear students? U is given as 40. U is given as 40 and cos of 30 degree. 40 cos of 30 degree is equal to root 3 by 2. That is equal to 20 root 3 meter per second. 20 root 3 meter per second. So which is the correct choice? B is the correct choice. You can solve in this way also, or else at the highest point of projectile motion, vertical component of velocity is 0. Only component left is horizontal. So you can directly also find out the answer at the highest point. What is the total velocity? U cos theta. Because Vy is equal to 0. Vy is equal to 0 is at the highest point of oblique projectile motion. So only velocity left is U cos theta. U means here U is equal to 40 into cos 30 is root 3 by 2. That is equal to 20 root 3 meter per second. In this way also you can find the answer. So there are two ways of approaching this question. I believe you have understood what I explained. This question was asked in JEE 2023. Let us come to a question which was asked in JEE 2022. A projectile is projected with velocity 25 meter per second. Means U is equal to 25 meter per second. This was the question. Okay. At an angle theta with horizontal. Theta is not given. Angle of projection is theta. After time t, the inclination with horizontal becomes 0. My dear students, you tell me where the resultant velocity makes an angle 0 degree with horizontal at the highest point of projectile motion. Because at the highest point of projectile motion, vertical component of velocity is 0. So only component left is horizontal. You see, only component left is horizontal. So total velocity or resultant velocity at the highest point is U cos theta, which is making an angle 0 degree with horizontal itself. So at what point or at what position of an oblique projectile motion the resultant velocity is horizontal? The resultant velocity is horizontal at the highest point of projectile motion. So what do we have understood? What do we have understood? The point must be the highest point where the resultant velocity is equal to horizontal velocity, and at that point resultant velocity makes an angle 0 degree with the horizontal. Okay, my dear students, I believe you have understood. It means after time t, the vertical component of velocity must have been equal 0. Okay, my dear students. So in this question, we have already understood at time t equal to 0, angle made by the resultant velocity is 0 degree with respect to horizontal. Therefore, the vertical velocity at this point, at the highest point of projectile motion, vertical component of velocity is 0. What is the vertical component of velocity? Vy is equal to Uy minus Gt. Vy equal to Uy minus Gt. Okay, my dear students. So this must be equal to 0. This must be equal to 0. What is Uy, my dear students? Uy is U sin theta. Okay. 25 is equal to U. Uy equal to U sin theta, my dear students. What is U? 25 sin theta. Okay. I can write here 25 sin theta minus G equal to 10 into T equal to 0. So this implies that 25 sin theta is equal to 10T. Or we can write, you cancel 5 both sides, 5 sin theta is equal to 2T. 5 sin theta is equal to 2T, equation 1. Okay, my dear students. After time t, the resultant velocity makes an angle 0 degree with the horizontal. It means it is the highest point. You know, time of flight is equal to 2t, where t is the time taken by the projectile in going from point of projection to the highest point of the projectile motion. You know, time of ascent is equal to time of descent. At the time t here, after time t, vertical component of velocity is 0. It means this is the time of ascent in going from O to highest point. Highest point I am mentioning as B. Okay, in going from O to B, vertical component of velocity is 0. In the question, it is given that after time t, the resultant velocity is horizontal. Matlab, the resultant velocity is making an angle 0 degree with the horizontal, means it is the highest point. It means this must be equal to time of ascent. Therefore, you know, in a projectile motion, time of flight is equal to 2 times the time of ascent. Now you tell me, another information is given. If R represents the horizontal range of the projectile, then value of angle theta you have to find out. You know, horizontal velocity in a projectile motion remains constant. What is distance? When the speed is constant, distance is equal to speed into time. So therefore, range will be, in this question, range will be speed is equal to U cos theta, because the horizontal distance covered by the projectile motion is due to the horizontal component of velocity. This is called range. This horizontal distance covered, and this is due to the horizontal component of velocity. This velocity into total time is equal to range, because horizontal velocity is constant. Therefore, the distance is equal to horizontal speed into time. So total time in a projectile motion is known as time of flight. And here in this question, time of flight is equal to 2 into time of ascent, where t here the t is equal to time of ascent. What is u? U is equal to 25 cos theta into 2t, or we can write it 50 cos theta into t. 50 cos theta into t is equal to range. So what we got here, my dear students? I am taking this to this position. Now 50 cos theta, please wait my dear students. 50 cos theta into t equal to range. This is equal to equation 2. Now you do one thing, equation 2 by equation 1. Let us make equation 2 by equation 1. Equation 2 by equation 1. Equation 2 by equation 1 will give us 50 cos theta into t divided by 5 sin theta is equal to r by 2t. R by 2t. Okay, my dear students, this 5 gets cancelled. 5 into 10 is equal to 50. Then here you see, my dear students, cos theta by sin theta is equal to cot theta. Cot theta is equal to r by 10 into t. This side it comes, this becomes 20t square. Then what is theta, my dear students? Theta is equal to cot inverse. Theta is equal to, I am writing again. Here you see, let me take it to this position. Cot theta is equal to what we got, my dear students? Cot theta is equal to r by 20t square. Then what is theta, my dear students? Cot inverse r by 20t square. So this is the correct answer. Theta is equal to cot inverse r by 20t square. So which option is correct? Option D is correct in this question. Okay, my dear students, let us move to the next question. You see, what is the question here? This question was asked in JEE 2022. My dear students, a projectile is launched at an angle of alpha with horizontal. Matlab, this angle is alpha. This is equal to O. Okay? With speed u is equal to 20 meter per second. Speed u is equal to 20 meter per second. Angle of projection is alpha. Angle of projection at the point of projection, angle of projection is alpha. Its inclination with horizontal becomes beta after 10 seconds. It means at A, you see at A, angle of inclination is beta. Here angle of inclination is beta. Here angle of inclination is beta. Okay, with horizontal. The resultant velocity makes an angle of inclination beta with horizontal. You see at O, what I am doing, you see, click carefully, you see. At O, what I am drawing this vector triangle. Ux, then Uy. This is Uy, Ux, then Uy, then Uy. And this is equal to U. This is equal to U. And this angle is alpha. You tell me, my dear students, what is tan alpha? Tan alpha is equal to Uy by Ux. In this triangle, you see at A, this is at A. What is the vector triangle? Vx. Vx is equal to Ux. You know, horizontal velocity remains constant. This is Vy, this is beta, and this is V. What is tan beta here, my dear students? Here tan beta is equal to Vy by Vx. That is equal to Vy by Ux. Vi by Ux, because horizontal velocity remains constant. Okay, my dear student, let us back. We have to find the angle beta, tan beta. We have to find tan beta. You just suppose this is equation 2, this is equation 1, this is equation 1. What equation 2 by equation 1 gives, my dear students? What equation 2 by equation 1 gives? Equation 2 by equation 1 gives tan beta by tan alpha. You see, tan beta by tan alpha. What is tan beta? Vy by Ux. Vy by Ux. What is tan alpha? Uy by Ux. Uy by Ux. Ux cancelled. Okay. Vy is, what is Vy? Vy is equal to u sin theta minus gt. You know, we have already found out, we already know, by this time we already know Vy is equal to uy minus gt. What is Vy? Vy is equal to uy minus gt. It means u sin alpha. Here angle of position theta is equal to alpha minus g into t. What is the time? Time is 10 seconds. Okay. Time is 10 seconds and velocity is 20. Okay. U sin theta. U means 20, sin theta means sin alpha minus g is equal to 10 into t is after what second? 10 seconds. So this is equal to 20 sin alpha minus 100. So what is Vy? Ux cancel. What is Vy by Uy? What is Vy? Vy is 20 sin alpha minus 100 by Uy. What is Uy? Uy is equal to U sin theta. U sin theta means 20 sin alpha. 20 sin alpha. 20 sin alpha. U sin theta. Here theta is equal to alpha. U is 20. Okay, my dear students. Next, what is 10 beta? 10 beta is equal to 20 sin alpha minus 100 by 20 sin alpha into 10 alpha. You see, this 10 alpha will be multiplied in the right hand side because 10 alpha is in the left hand side of the equation. 10 alpha is a denominator. If it goes to the right hand side, 10 alpha will be multiplied with this. Okay, my dear students. So this will become, if you multiply, you will get 20 sin alpha minus 100 by 20 sin alpha. 10 alpha is sin alpha by cos alpha. Sin alpha by cos alpha. Sin alpha cancelled here. Sin alpha cancelled here. This becomes, if you calculate, let me go to the next page. 10 beta is equal to, okay my dear student, please wait. Let me go to the next page. 10 beta is equal to, what we have seen here, 10 beta is equal to 20 sin alpha minus 100. 20 sin alpha minus 100 divided by 20 cos alpha. 20 cos alpha. 20 cos alpha. This is equal to 20 sin alpha by 20 cos alpha minus 100 by 20 cos alpha. 100 by 20 cos alpha. 20 is cancelled. This is equal to 10 alpha minus 5 sec alpha. So what is 10 beta, my dear students? 10 beta becomes 10 alpha minus 5 sec alpha. So this should be the right choice. Where 10 beta is equal to 10 alpha minus 5 sec alpha. Let us see. 10 beta is equal to 10 alpha minus 5 sec alpha. So option B is correct. Okay, my dear students. Let us go to the next question. This is the last question of the today's class. By solving all these numericals, you will get better idea questions asked on velocity at any time t in a projectile motion. You see, a body is projected from the ground at an angle of theta is equal to 45 degree. Theta is equal to 45 degree. This is the question given. Theta is equal to 45 degree. After time t velocity, after t equal to 2 seconds, suppose the body is at here. Here the velocity is given as 20 meter per second. After t equal to 2 seconds. Now you tell me at A, after time t equal to 2 seconds, at t equal to 2 seconds, body is at A. Body under projectile motion is at A. You see, my dear student, is at A. What is resultant velocity at A? Vx square plus Vy square root over. So V is equal to, my dear students, Vx square plus Vy square root over. What is V square? V square is equal to Vx square plus Vy square. You know very well, in a projectile motion, horizontal velocity remains constant. So instead of writing Vx, we can write, because Vx is equal to Ux, horizontal velocity does not change, Ux square plus Vy square. What is Vy? Vy is equal to Uy minus Gt. Okay, my dear students, what is Ux? Ux is equal to U cos theta. U into cos theta. Theta is 45 degree, cos of 45 degree square. What is Vy? Vy is equal to U sin theta, means U cos 45 degree minus Gt. G is 10, time is also given as 2. Time is given as 2. 20 square. Okay, my dear students, sorry, Uy is U sin theta. This is U sin 45 degree minus G is equal to 10. Time is also equal to 2. Time is equal to 2. This is sine of 45 degree. Okay, let me correct it. Because Vy is equal to U sin theta. u of sine 45 degree minus gt. G is equal to 10, t is equal to 2. Okay? Square of vy. What is v square? Velocity at a is given 20. So this is equal to 20 square. 20 square, this becomes u by root 2. Cos 45 degree is u by root 2. So u by root 2 square plus this also u by root 2. U by root 2 minus 20 square. Okay, my dear students, this becomes 400. This is equal to u square by 2. This is equal to u square by 2 minus 2ab. 2 into 20 into u by root 2. 2ab plus b square. That is equal to 400. Okay, my dear students, now 400 is cancelled. Okay, so therefore 0 is equal to u square by 2 plus u square by 2 is equal to u square minus this becomes 40 into 4, 160 root 2. 160 by root 2 u. This implies that u square is equal to 160 by root 2 u. 160 by root 2 u. Let me check. Have I done any mistake anywhere? Let me check it. U square is equal to 160 by root 2. Okay. What is u? U is equal to 1 u is cancelled. That is equal to u is equal to 160 by root 2. That is equal to 80 into 2 by root 2. That is equal to 80 root 2 meter per second. Let me check. Have I done any mistake anywhere? Let me check. U by root 2 plus u by root 2. No, sorry. Here I have done a mistake. Sorry, my dear students. Here I have done a mistake. What mistake I have done? I am showing you. U square by 2 plus u square by 2 is equal to u square. This is 40 u by root 2. Sorry, this equal to u. 40 into u by root 2. Okay, my dear students. 40 into u by root 2. This is the mistake I have done. Let me correct it again. U by root 2. This equal to u square minus 40 u by root 2. Okay, my dear students. Next step, what is u square? U square is equal to 40 into u by root 2. Now 1 u is cancelled, so therefore u is equal to 20 root 2 meter per second. So answer to this question is 20 root 2 meter per second. This is the last question that you had solved today in today's class. I believe whatever I have discussed today, you have understood it carefully. Please go through my all the videos. By going through all the videos, you will get better idea about the projectile motion. In next class, I'll come up with more interesting facts about the projectile motion. Till that time, bye bye and Jai Jagannath.